How do you do? I'm Kinew. This is my teacher, my story. My favorite teacher was a teacher that I had in junior high. His name was Monsieur Veldink. I went to French immersion, so I had him for Sciences Humaines and Geo. And I was a young person who didn't always have a good time at school. Had a lot of challenges going to school. Some of them were, experiencing racism in the education system and things like that. And ironically, Monsieur Veldink was a pretty old school style teacher. Pretty strict and very academic oriented in terms of just the metrics of how you did on tests and pop quizzes, which he brought in at the start of every class. He had a quick pop quiz, 10 questions. But for some reason, I really did well in his class and really responded well to the teaching that he had. And I think that it was part of the reason that I continued to go to school and made it to high school and eventually graduated and went to university. One other thing that I remember about Monsieur Veldink is that I think that he was ahead of his time in terms of acknowledging the contributions of Indigenous people to Canada and Canadian history. And maybe it was because he was an outdoorsy type of guy or what have you, but he definitely did highlight les peuples autochtones and the contributions made to Canadian society. And he also had a good sense of humor, which made class interesting. So he'd always tease people in class and call us out if we're dressed ridiculously, as junior high students often do. I remember one Halloween I came in and I was dressed as a cowboy. And then he called me out in the hallway. He said, vraiment, and cowboy. Ça me surpris vraiment. And then I was like kind of messing with him and I said, oh, why are you so surprised? And he didn't take the bait either. So we just had this funny kind of back and forth where he's just like, ça me surpris vraiment. I was like, I'm really surprised. You're a cowboy. I'm really surprised. And then I tried to goad him into saying something silly, but he wouldn't take the bait. So we had a lot of fun like that. And it was just it was a healthy relationship. And I know that, pedagogy has changed a lot over the years, but I still have a lot of time for some of the old school teachers and some of the old school methodologies too. So that's my teacher, my story.